Hello everyone, my name is Shu Chun. Welcome to my channel. As a graduate student of environmental design, the focus of my studies and thinking tends to be on the practical or solution. At that stage, I was more concerned about outcomes, especially whether the space I was designing was usable, whether it provided the convenience or a solution to the problem, and whether it was human centered, as I was told at that time. Therefore, my way of thinking during my undergraduate studies was more focused on results. At first, illustration was a hobby for me in the past, and I used to go to social media after school to see the work of other artists. Expressing myself or their views through interesting images with attractive colors was something I found very fascinating and worthwhile. As time goes on, I looking forward more and more to the fact that I could explore the world that I'm very happy to pursue, just like they do. It seems to me that illustration could be about giving a voice to the weak or capturing the life. In the process of learning about the world and about myself, this creative process is visual and could be noticed, which in my eyes is a happiness. In addition, illustration allows me to express myself while balancing the audience and the market, which is something I have in common with my undergraduate degree, which gave me the possibility of my thinking of the new start. Therefore, I was even more determined to choose illustration and came to Kingston. Actually, creative practice course was the bridge I had to take to enter this attractive world, the illustration, helping me to understand myself. In addition to this, the course was also the closer look at the illustration, because at the beginning of the beautiful dream, I also had to face the reality that I needed to learn how to create, especially what it means to be a practitioner and how to express it. This course was a bridge for me and the path I need to follow. As a creative practitioner, divergent thinking is important to me. As Victor Pepin mentions in his book, Designing for the Real World, creativity has always been about bringing seemingly unrelated things, from the sofa to the mouse, from the cup to the fall. Practitioners are always faced with several options. Creativity means going for it. Therefore, divergent thinking can promote a variety of different attempts. It is worth to know that divergent thinking is essential for both exploration and research, which deeply influences the range of concepts in my work. The process of producing many possible answers rather than the one right answer is, for me, a kind of creativity in itself. As a creative practitioner, I care about making connection with people. I care about whether my work can make the audience think to communicate with me. Works that can connect with audience, I believe, are marketable and wanted, because both medium and commercial companies need to connect with their users. Besides, it gives me a sense of satisfaction to express the meaning or attitude that I give through illustration, to connect with people, to think, or even to offer a solution to a problem. In addition, the society needs this kind of work. As an illustration that gives a voice to the weak or draws attention to social problems to solve them. For example, Fatinha Ramos, an illustrator and visual artist from Portugal, often recites important social issues such as global warming, sexism, racism, and gave a voice to those who need to be heard. I really like her work, and I hope that my work can do the same. Secondly, with the development of social networks, the medium of illustration was expanded from traditional paper books to a wide range of fields. The content, the form of illustration have become commonly combined with digital media. which requires me to keep experimenting and learning to achieve my goals in my work. For me, creating illustration helps me to stay enthusiastic about the real world. So capturing it, focusing on it, and practicing it gives me a sense of happiness in my life, which is why I choose to be an illustrator. During the Grad Dip creative practice, the process was used as an entry point for me to think more deeply about both myself and my creative work, which is very necessary for my future work. During the process, I found that I had a clear position and goal for my work. At the same time, I had a clear idea of the finished product itself, such as actual size and form, which allowed me to express my content very clearly and efficiently. However, due to my habitual thinking, I lacked the patience with the research and experimentation in the earlier stage, which made me reflect on myself. The idea of having a clear directions of my work sometimes leads me to stereotype my work so that I lose many possibility of my work in the earlier stage. In fact, I could have multiple expression and experimentation. The process of letting go of using the reflections experience in research and experimentation as evidence to prove the idea of my work, and finally by trying different approaches to my project has instead taught me more and given me many surprises. What made me realize that I need to reflect was the feedback I received from my classmates and my tutors in the studio, as a research done by my classmates in workshop, which very visually made me realize the lack of my research. During the creative practice, the mind mapping, the different ways of experimenting, and the sharing in small groups allowed me to improve my situation with constant practice. Secondly, the challenge for me at this stage was to apply the reflection to my work. In the past, I might have been more concerned with the phenomenon and the point of view to expose and just discover it. So the what is was my focus. But it sometimes led me to lose sight of my expression in this work. So I need to think more about why. For example, why I choose this topic, why I want to express it. Besides, during the course, I found that this is probably the main reason why I tend to be more impatient with research. Now I'm accepting feedback, experimenting, reflecting, and finally adjusting to improve it. Although I'm still getting used to this change, this is exciting. I hope that my work will make the audience who sees it happy to stay, communicate, and think about my work. And for the future direction of my work, the audience is likely to be audience over the age of 18. Besides, I love to share and express myself, so my preference for my future career will be to do content output in the form of illustrations on the social media platforms such as comics and posters. At the same time, I wouldn't say no to do some illustrations for advertising. So I think what would suit me would be freelance work and a personal studio. Secondly, I have always believed that people have images of beauty, and my role as an illustrator for me is that of an expresser, a creator who takes the initiative to give things beauty and keep an interest in this world. Just as American graphic designer Milton Glaser says, there are three responses to a piece of design: yes, no, and wow. Wow is the one to aim for. In the future, with the trend of mobile medium, the future directions and trend of illustration will be combined it with a variety of technologies. For example, through the new software to mix different medium, allowing for more directions. All I need to do is keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Besides that, I hope that my work is realized in a way that I could make content on social networks such as WeChat, Instagram, and so on. At the same time, the audience who like me can also have physical books, magazines, or other products such as posters, teachers, and bags, and so on. That's all there is to the radio. Thank you to the people who have been there and helped me on this journey. And thanks to everyone for listening. Bye bye.